Guys, this is the official tutorial for the Salat10 app. So let's go ahead and fire it up. First thing you're going to notice when you open the app is it's gonna give you to the settings screen. What this first drop down is telling you is that you want to pick the convention that matches your part of the world. So if you're in, for example, U.S. or Canada, they probably go with the Islamic Society of North America. If you're in other parts of the world, then you might want to pick one of the other conventions. So it matches the times matches your local masajid and are closest to it. Now, you basically just look up for hints in the second line on where you are and pick the one that's appropriate. For the Asr ratio, you can pick between the strongest opinion between the most that most of the scholars have used, or if you want to go with Imam Abu Hanifa's opinion, rahimahullah, you can pick the second one. The third option here is about the azan. So the first thing is saying ignore profile means that even no matter what setting that you have on your device, whether it's silent mode or vibrate mode or normal mode, it will always play the adhan when it's time. The second one is saying that the app is going to respect the vibrate and silent profile. So if the device is in vibrate or silent mode, it will not play the adhan during those times. And the last one is just saying that if the device is in silent mode, then it's not going to play the adhan at all. But at all other times, it will, even if the device is in vibrate mode or in normal mode or anything, it will always play the adhan. So pick whichever one is best for the environment that you're in. The final one here is for most of the brothers, they would probably want to keep this off because when they're going to Jummah and the Khatib is giving the khutbah, they don't want to be interrupted with the Dhuhr adhan on the Fridays. But if it's for the sisters who probably don't go to Jummah and they just pray at home, then you can probably leave this. Sorry, you probably want to check that so you get the Dhuhr adhan if that's what you're interested in. So in the background, while we were doing that, the app was automatically using your GPS location to try to grab the most accurate, your coordinates to be able to calculate the most accurate timings according to where you are in the world. So as you can see, that it actually gives you, it gives you the timings for today, and then for tomorrow and everything like that. For days before that and times before that and times after. So as you can see, currently it's Maghrib. But in 3 minutes or so, in 3 minutes and 12 seconds, it's going to be Isha. And when that happens, the adhan is going to play, and the blue is going to go on the Isha timing. So I know another thing is I can traverse as far as I want down, or as far as I want up. But if I ever hit refresh, it'll take me back to the current time. So if I wanted to, for example, if I was a person who didn't want to hear any adhan, I could simply just press and hold on one of these, and I can just go mute adhan. And that's simply going to get rid of the adhan for Isha, because I just muted the adhan for Isha. If I wanted to mute it for Maghrib as well, I can also press and hold on Maghrib and go mute adhan. But if I wanted to do it all at once, I would just go select more, Isha, Maghrib, Asr, Dhuhr, and Fajr. And all of these ones, I simply just go mute alarms and adhans, and that's going to mute all of them. And if I wanted to enable all of them, I can do so as well. But let's just say I'm going to mute all of them, so none of them is going to show up. There's also the events. So these things like last third of the night begins, the sunrise. It's time for sunrise, and half night begins, which is when Isha ends. Those things are events that will it's not going to be adhan, but it's going to be notification that happen. So if you want, you can enable these things. By default, they're turned off. If you wanted to, you can actually just press on one of these things and you can enable it, and that's just up to you. So that's basically it. What you can also do is you can actually press and hold on one of these things. You can go copy, and that's going to actually copy the event to the clipboard if you want. If you want to also share the information, you can actually share it on via BBM or something like that. And if you want to share that with somebody, same thing with the share here. This is actually going to take the entire thing for today, and it's actually going to put it on wherever you want to share it to. So, for example, just for today, these are the timings, and I can share this with whoever I want. I can put this on Remember, whatever it is. And that's pretty much it for the timing section. Another interesting thing here is that I can expand the title bar here to give me the current the Hijri date instead of the Gregorian date. And basically as this comes down, you're going to see this light up to blue, the Isha time to blue. Another thing we're going to show you is how to export the events to the calendar. And I can also clear exported events. So I had some events that I actually exported before to the calendar. So I can go yes, and that will actually clear out all the events from the calendar from before, so we can start fresh. And I can show you how to do this again. So if you go to export to calendar, let's just say I want to export for maybe 3-5 days or something. And Fajr time, I want to be reminded of it 18 minutes before its time, and Isha time, I want to be reminded of it maybe 23 minutes or half an hour before its time, because my local masjid prays 30 minutes after the actual time. So let's just say I set those things up, and I can just go export, and for 5 days straight, you'll just see it is going to export all the events right to your calendar. This way, even if the app is closed, you'll still get your notifications in the like from the calendar. Pop-ups are going to show up, and that's going to remind you that it's time for prayer and whatever. And just so you don't need to have the app open in those times. So if you want to verify this, I just wanted to show you, by the way, in the what's going to happen here. In 1 second there, and the Isha time just gets highlighted, and now it's time for Isha. So let me just show you what happened with the things we exported when we go to a calendar. As you can see, for each of these days, for 5 days or so, these events have been exported. And Salatul Asr, Salatul Dhuhr, and we can see that it says, since I said Fajr remind me of Fajr 18 minutes early, it's simply saying Fajr is going to be in 18 minutes. And likewise with Isha, it's going to be Isha started 30 minutes ago, but I want to be reminded 30 minutes after. So that's the exporting to calendar. Other than that, so that's the timings. What we also have, is we have the Qibla direction. So what you can do here is, I can't really show you too much on the simulator, but basically what this is going to do is, as you start tilting your device, you're going to see it's going to match exactly what the expected direction should be. And once you start moving the device and start tilting it, the device can actually vibrate, and the center here is going to turn green when you're at the correct direction. And when you're in that direction, that's probably the one that you want to pray in, because that, according to the app, that's the one that calculated given the place that you are in. But obviously, you want to move away from metal and all objects that might be able to interfere with the readings, in case that does screw up the direction and all the information there. Another thing we have is the articles. So for every single prayer, there's some of the fatwa from the mashayikh about what they had to say about these. You can actually look up specific ones, like maybe like Doha prayer, the Jummah prayer on rulings on those, the Istikhara prayer, let's say, and what the Mashaykh had to say about it, some fatwa on it, and some dua on it. There's also some audio as well. You can actually look up the MP3s of the dua, for example, for Istikhara prayer. There's also a good resource here for Sujood al-Sahw, if you ever need to look for it as a reference. It's right here. And also the location. So if you ever move from city to city, let's say, and you need to update your location, and based on what the app is going to be looking at, it's going to be looking at your previous one unless you reset it. So you can either choose a location from here, from the native maps, or you can actually just hit refresh, and that'll just look up your GPS coordinates again and update it. Other than that, that's pretty much it. I don't think there really is much other than that. If you ever notice any problems, you can hit bug reports, and you can send us something so we can have a look. The development team can have a look on it. If you wanted to support the development, you can hit donate. If you want to review, and we highly suggest that you do, please come to BlackBerry World and give us a good review if you like the app. And that's pretty much it. Other than that, we should, everything else should just be, if you have any other questions, do hit us up at support@canadainc.org. Or if you find any bugs, do file some bugs for us. Thank you very much, and we hope you enjoyed the app.